Hello my beautiful people, my name is Marina, welcome to my Holiday Addict channel. And today I'm visiting another lovely place in Dorset, right behind me, Venetian style villa called Kingston Lacy and the gardens. It's a very beautiful place and it's owned by National Trust now, and it's used to be owned by Banks family. The same family is used to own Corfe Castle. I just had a video uploaded, please have a look. Corfe Castle is another stunning place. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna look around and see what it's like inside and what the garden looks like. By the way, I visited it again for free, which saved me £18. And if you watch to the end, I will let you know how to do it. And if you wanted to see a video about Corfe Castle, I will leave link in the description. I highly recommend to visit it, because the reason why this place exists here, it's because that those ruins of Corfe Castle. Kingston Lacy, a stunning country estate house in Dorset, England, offers a rich blend of history, art, architecture and natural beauty. The estate has been associated with the Banks family for over 300 years, providing a fascinating glimpse into the lives of English aristocracy through the century. The first family home for Banks family was Corfe Castle, which was destroyed during the Civil War, where the Bankses, who were royalist followers, were besieged by Parliament forces. After the return of King Charles II, the Bankses again rose to political power. Corfe Castle was destroyed, and to rebuild it was too much money and effort, so Kingston Lacy was born. The house itself is a Venetian-style villa, is an architectural gem, redesigned in the 17th century by Sir Roger Pratt and later remodeled by Sir Charles Barry, who, by the way, designed the House of Parliament. The wealth of Banks family came from extensive estate and profitable marriages, including inherited wealth from Caribbean plantations supported by Atlantic slave trade. The house we know today was created by William John Banks, politician, explorer, Egyptologist and adventurer, some kind of a 19th century Indiana Jones. But in 1841, he was forced into exile after being charged with committing a homosexual act, which back then still was punishable by death. He lived in Venice and remotely remodeled the house, as well as creating lavishly decorated interiors such as a spectacular Spanish room. Unfortunately, these days, everyone only talking about his sexuality, but no one mentioned the fact that throughout his 1,000 years of NP, Banks steadily opposed all attempts to give Catholics and Jews civil and religious rights. He's even voted against abolishing the death penalty for forgery. Kingston Lacy houses an extraordinary collection of art, including Rubens. Also, Banks' collection of ancient Egyptian artifacts, the largest private collection in UK. The wine cellar and the corridor outside are one of the few areas which have remained mostly unchanged throughout the many alterations to the house. Originally, the corridor would have linked together to many servant rooms on the ground floor, including the kitchen. A household inventory of wine cellar from 1835 shows the vast quantity of bottles which were stored here. Over 2,000 bottles in total are recorded, including 108 bottles of claret, 85 bottles of sherry, and over 800 bottles of port. When you finish to enjoy the lavish house and the priceless paintings, make your way outside and head to the gardens. Unfortunately, it was gradual decline of the estate in 1970s. The Banks family's primary focus in 20th century was preservation. Towards the end of Ralph's life, the garden was largely jungle, the mansion's beam was sagging and roof was leaking. In 1991, the house came into the care of National Trust after death of Ralph Banks, but he was particular about his painting collection, which he did not want to be split and sold. When I walk around this beautiful garden, I'll let you know a little bit sad story why this place became owned by National Trust. Late Banks, I think John Banks his name is, he spent 20 years of his life really sad man, because he died himself in 1981. But his wife passed away in 1966. She had multiple sclerosis. And after she died, he's completely lost the will to live. He completely lost interest in this house and the paintings and everything. And the house was in a very sad state of repair. He only used to live in a couple of rooms downstairs and really didn't care about anything. It was in such a sad state that actually it took 2 years of National Trust to think about if they want to accept it or not, because they thought it's going to be too much to repair it. He did have a daughter and a son. You probably thought why he didn't leave anything to them, but the estate is huge. It's not only this Kingston Lacy house, it's not only ruins of Corfe Castle, it's also villages, coast, beaches, and tax will be so high that it just literally will bankrupt the family. They would not be able to pay inheritance taxes. They knew that son died, but nobody knew what happened to the daughter. The only last they've heard of her, when National Trust accept the house, she asked for her piano back, and people came, picked up the piano and took to Isle of Man, or Isle of Wight I think, and nobody ever heard about her ever since. If she would be still alive, she would be, I think, 95, 96 years old, quite an old lady. You know what I just realized? I actually getting a lot older than I thought. When I used to be younger, go for holidays, see all these people taking videos and pictures of flowers and plants. And I thought, why did you do that? I just did. I just took pictures of beautiful flowers and the plants. I am getting old. I start liking the flowers. I start liking it, start taking the pictures of the flowers and plants. Like any other self-respectful manor house, Kingston Lacy had a kitchen garden where they grow vegetables and fruits, apples and pears for the house. Unfortunately, when it's been took over by the National Trust, it's almost been destroyed, so they try to bring it back. I'm doing quite a good job with it, and if you have a look right behind me, they're already halfway through. But there's all these beautiful trees behind me and all around. You see, there's so many different types of trees. I think autumn here would be fantastic. It would be so colorful. I think I need to come here one more time in autumn. I don't read newspapers, but it's always worth to look at them. When you're in the supermarket doing your normal weekly shopping, just have a little sweep. For example, whole last week, Daily Mail was giving away free entry to National Trust places. So I was buying all these newspapers every day. So I've got 7 tickets. Every ticket's up to 2 adults and 2 children. It's not valid for car park, only for entry. So this way, I visit Coffer Castle for free. So always check deals, and the newspaper is a very, very good place for that. So there you are, little tip for you.